Good evening. This meeting is to complete Appendix 4, where group 32 introduces itself. We will have a meeting tomorrow, Saturday, the teams at um, 11 a.m. to discuss this appendix. We have the CU dear. Annex 4, basic B group number 32. Find number 1, workshop 2 and 10 use of speaking and listening in classroom of public educational institutions. Focus area team English for elementary school, use of speaking and listening skills in teaching English to groups of more than 30 students. Find number 2. Context and problem. A problem identify the teaching price. Context the script, level science styles during of observation. Level or learners A1. Teacher efforts the classroom as individuals, desks, and a television that is not regularly used. The group has a total of 40 students. The educational institution is public and the teaching is traditional based of grammar. And description of learning, there are students aged 7 to 8 years old. The first grades have a one level of English or struggle to understand instruction in the foreign language. The vast majority of students understand limits English vocabulary, meaning to identify words in sentence like else, then writes, then furthermore, foreign language practice our course exclusively during the same class in with the school and is not implemented in other areas. Working individually is becomes clear that the students do not understand conversation group activities when more benefit for team. Of the English skill, the most prominent is grammar is writing the most compression or sentence and short text and the writing of sentence based on the proposed topics. However, listening and speaking are very difficult to the word and signs in the explanation is not yet in the student's native language. They do not cannot want to the inactivity. Frequently of is the daily diary. I propose solution must be provide in the shortest possible time. Point number 3, word objects. Main objects. The object is the workshop is the archive, the use of listening and speaking skills in public institution with a harvest of 30 or 40 students. Continue, Julie.
Hello, and today I present the point four, the target audience. In this workshop, I is designed for primary school English teachers who work in a public institutions with large classrooms of approximately 30 to 40 students. The experienced number of participants is between 20 or 30 people around to promote active participation. The attendance will be organized into a small group of 4 or 5 members. Each group will have assign roles such as facilitator, timekeeper, reporter, and participants. In order to encourage collaboration and effective teamwork, it's very important in this point to improve the listening and speaking skill, and in this case because the students and future teachers will use these skills in their speech or ideas or debates or other aspects in the daily routine. And to the point five, the structure and duration. The total duration of the workshop is 1 hour. First, we begin with a short icebreaker, activity to active listening and speaking skills. Then we present the main problem related to large classroom and the difficulties in developing these skills. Excuse me. After that, we introduce practical strategies such as total physical response, group work, and interactive games. Next, participants work in a groups to design a short activity applying these strategies. Finally, we close the workshop with a feedback and discussion session where participants share their ideas and reflection about these activities to in this scenario. And the point is activity description. The workshop includes three main activities. First, the icebreaker activity called Simon Says is used to engage participants and practice listening through movement. Second, participants work in small groups to design a short speaking and listening activity that can be used in a large classroom. This allows them to apply the strategies present. Finally, there is a discussion and feedback session guide by questions about effective strategies, participation, and possible change where participants, share their experience and ideas. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, now I'm going to explain the role of the expert in our workshop. Thank you. Okay, our workshop includes the participation of an educational professional, Freddy. What is the name? Can you remind me? Oh, Freddy Adrian Vargas Velázquez. He's a graduate in foreign languages, which is very important for us. The expert will provide both theoretical and practical perspectives about how to work, speaking, and listening skills, especially in large classrooms like the ones we described with around 30 and 40 students. Also, the expert can share real strategies to manage these groups and to make students participate more, even when their English is level is low. Another important contribution is that the expert can guide us on how to give instructions in English in a more understandable way, since one of the main difficulties we identified is that students don't understand when the teacher speaks only in a foreign language. So overall, uh, the experts' participation will help us to connect the theory with real classroom practice. And offer practical solutions to the problems we observed. Um, and now I will present the materials and resources needed for the workshop. I think that for this workshop, we will use different materials to support speaking and listening skills. First, We could use worksheets focus on simple speaking and listening activities adapted to the student's level. And we can also include flashcards with images and vocabulary because we know that visual support is very important for young learners. In addition, we will use audio recordings or short listening exercises to help students practice comprehension. And if possible, we can use technological resources like the television or speakers to make the activities more dynamic. Um, we can also prepare printed handouts with simple instructions, sometimes combining English and Spanish to make them easier to understand. And finally, we can use visual aids such as posters or interactive materials. So I think that these materials are selected to make the class more interactive and to help students feel more confident when using English. So that's all from me. Dear Ingrid, you may continue.
Hello, good evening. My name is Ingrid Suleiman Valencia. I continue with the development of points 9 and 10. This concludes the activity. Have a good night. Point 9. Set outcomes. What should participants left the workshop with? Um, It is expected that students participating in this workshop will understand more than they did before and speak more than they did before, so that everyone improves from their starting point. Since in such a large group, not everyone will progress at the same speed. Therefore, in terms of speaking, students are expected to be able to uh, first point, cite short, simple sentences in English, not just single words. Second, participate in basic interactions such as um, reading others, introducing themselves, expressing preferences, and answering simple questions that uh, to speak even if made mistakes, um, start to speak even if they made mistakes. Excuse me. In terms of listening skills, students are expected to be able to first excuse me, first point, understand basic instructions from the teacher. Identify familiar words, phrases in songs, stories, or games. Respond physical or verbally to what they hear. Respond, follow short story with visual. grades. Point 10, follow a plan. How will you gather feedback? To gather feedback, a student will be asked the following questions at the end of each session. Do you enjoy the activity? Do you understand the instructions? Were you able to speak English? Were you able to speak English? Did you listen to and understand your parents' needs? You can also hang out a short essay fly asking them. Today I learned what I like this word. I need to practice or reinforce. Could also good size, a smile face that means a serious face. I need more help. Sad face. I didn't understand. Happy face. I understood and participated. Explain to the student that each one should go in order. Choose the page that best represents them. Write their name on the back and place in the designated box. As the teacher keep a file journal at the end of sections, take photos of the activities, measure recordings, compare students' performance by looking at before and after, etc. Implementing these points will help us gather valuable information for the follow plan. How will you check if the strategies were implemented later on? Create an implementation checklist to verify both consistency and alignment with the proposed strategies, allowing for the session review. Similarly, compare the beginning and end of the workshop in terms of the issues we aim to address among your grade students. Uh, this concludes the activity. Have a good night. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. This is our Annex 4 with us all its points. Um, we hope to be able to implement and listening and speaking with a public institution uh, for students 7 to 8 years old. Remember, see you tomorrow. Thanks, prop number 32. Good night.